35-year-old Alexander Giannakakis, formerly of Quincy, was arrested by Swedish officials in a suburb of Stockholm at the request of the U.S. Justice Department. He was serving as a security contractor at the U.S. Embassy in Sweden and was arrested on a federal indictment filed in the city of Boston, which accused him of tampering with evidence in an anti-Semitic arson probe which focused on his younger brother. Now, that brother died in September of 2020, according to authorities. Giannakakis was indicted by a federal grand jury in Boston in connection with false statements in a case which involves several charges, including domestic terrorism and concealing records in a federal investigation. According to that indictment, in February 2020, Giannakakis' younger brother became a prime suspect in an arson investigation into 4 fires that were set at Jewish-related institutions in the Boston community. The first came on May the 11th, 2019, right here at the Center for Jewish Life in Arlington. The second, same location, on May the 16th, just a few days later. The third at a Chabad Center in Needham, and the fourth on the evening of May 26th at a Jewish-affiliated business in Chelsea. The younger brother, allegedly seen here, caught on a security camera in May of 2019, was hospitalized and in a coma since November 2019 and remained in a coma until his death. Investigators say in March of 2020, Giannakakis allegedly confiscated some of his younger brother's electronic devices and also removed items belonging to his younger brother that were relevant to the investigation, reportedly including a T-shirt with a swastika on it, a notebook containing at least 1 swastika, and a backpack containing a bottle of cyanide. And he took them to Sweden. The indictment alleges Giannakakis has not returned stateside since. Now, this week I spoke to Rabbi Avi Bucket from the Center for Jewish Life in Arlington about this latest development in a case that has been ongoing for nearly 3 years.
The news that broke yesterday was right away was an immediate sense of relief for myself, my family, and my community in assuring that those who need to be brought before justice will come forward.
I remember when we covered the story nearly 3 years ago, there was a surveillance camera next to your center that got a picture of what the Justice Department is saying was the suspect. Now, that is the brother who passed away, correct?
Correct. He passed on due to succumbing to his injuries from a suicide attempt.
You have to admire the tenacity, I would imagine, of the Arlington police, other law enforcement agencies at home and abroad, and also the community that really came together after this happened nearly 3 years ago.
Yeah, Jeff, this was an extremely traumatic event that happened that happened personally and communally, and everyone came together, as you recall, and everybody came in support and with love, and we were patient, and through it all, we were told that they are serious about this investigation. They are serious about what this was, and it was an anti-Semitic event. It was a domestic terrorist attack, and they said they're going to go to the ends of the earth to make sure that justice is served, and they truly did that. So my hats are off to them, and I appreciate all of the different groups of law enforcement that came together to make this happen.
Giannakakis faces a litany of charges, including covering up the material fact in a matter involving domestic terrorism and concealing records in a federal investigation. Each charge provides for sentences of up to 8 years behind bars and $250,000 in fines. Among those law enforcement departments assisting Arlington's police force, Swedish law enforcement authorities, the Justice Department Office of International Affairs, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation's Boston Joint Terrorism Task Force. The U.S. is now planning to seek Giannakakis' extradition to face charges in the city of Boston. For ACMi News, I'm Jeff Barnes.